All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here over on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about real music and doing it in real time for a few real people out here, just like you and just like me. So, Kansas singer Ronnie Platt has been diagnosed with thyroid cancer. Platt, who has been in the band since 2014, 11 years. Wow. He announced his diagnosis on social media on February 15th, assuring his fans that his cancer has a 99% survival rate and it hasn't spread. He says it's contained to my thyroid, and I just have to have my thyroid removed, then go through some rehab time, and I'll be right back in the saddle, he wrote. He says, I sincerely appreciate everyone's positive thoughts and prayers. I have some absolutely amazing people going to bat for me. He added, this is just a bump in the road and will be behind me very soon. So, everyone, please carry on. As a little nod there to Carry On Wayward Son, right? Ahead of the announcement, the band canceled their Friday show in New Orleans, citing band illness. They've also canceled their March 1st show in Lake Charles, Louisiana for the same reason. Kansas is next scheduled to appear on the 70s Rock and Romance Cruise 2025, departing from Fort Lauderdale, Florida on March 15th. These cruises are really big business. Typically, they find one or two original members and they book it as, the whole band or whatever, and people show up because they're going out on a cruise and they're going to drink alcohol. So they'll have a good time. They don't really care who's going to be there. Now, I mean, I guess that's kind of cool. I would probably get seasick. Just saying. And you can find a complete list of dates if you want to go see Kansas. They were in my neck of the woods not too long ago in Immokalee, Florida. But I looked at ticket prices and I was like, yeah, no, no. So anyway, people know that I have critiqued Ronnie Platt, um, and I have a friend who I believe would be a great lead singer for Kansas. And I'm not going to make that about Jerome Mazza. I'm not going to, promote him during this video. People think I don't like Ronnie Platt. I think he's a good guy. I don't have a problem with him as a person. Um, and I find out over and over that the Kansas organization, the band or brand Kansas, is more about people getting along with each other. And I think this whole situation proves that because other bands might go recruit someone to fill in for Ronnie Platt and then say, you know what, we're just going to go with this new guy. How much? I mean, that happens all the time, especially with these older bands. A new guy takes over, and we're like, hey, we didn't know we were going to like this new guy so much, so we're just going to stick with him. Um, that kind of happened in REO Speedwagon recently, right? With Bruce Hall. Yeah, we're just going to keep this other guy. Sorry, Bruce Hall. So good for Kansas in this regard that they like Ronnie Platt as a person. He fits in with their band. I would say on a scale from 1 to 10, he's been about a 7, right, as a lead singer. That's what I would say. It's kind of like Neil Donnell in Chicago. I would give Neil maybe an 8, but apparently they like him. He fits in with their culture. They all hang out together and they're okay with one another. And, you spend a lot of time on the road, and I guess you want to like the people that you're hanging out with. Um, I was kind of under the impression, though, that these guys, they travel separately. a lot of times, and they don't really hang out with each other, except for maybe Showtime, and maybe they hang out during the whole meet and greet stuff at the end, if they even do that anymore. But bottom line here on this one is obviously wishing for a speedy recovery, complete and miraculous healing for Ronnie Platt. Um, he's a hardworking guy, obviously, and he's fit in with this band for a very long time. Now, again, you don't have to check this out if you don't want to. You might think that this is kind of rude for me to put this in here, but if you like the Kansas sound, Jerome Mazza, right here, Outlaw Son, and then my all-time favorite is this Pinnacle Point album called Symphony of Mind. Absolutely brilliant album. And again, for fans of that style of music, you can't do much better than um, Jerome and Pinnacle Point. So check that out if you'd like. And again, I want to see the Kansas franchise continue. Uh, it's sad that there are so few original members. I believe there's just one, and every so often maybe two original members left in Kansas. But hey, you know, we need to keep this music alive, so call it the Kansas Orchestra, or however you want to brand it in the future, or just call it Kansas and get the blessing of Rich and Phil, and keep it going. You know, I'm at that stage because this stuff won't survive unless there's a band representing the music and is out there touring. Obviously, creating new music doesn't seem to matter to most classic rock fans these days, even though I would love to hear some new material from bands like Kansas. I know Styx has an album coming out again, so we'll all wait for Mission to Venus or Mission to Saturn or whatever they've got cooked up for this new album. In the meantime, folks, if you can like the videos, share the videos, talk amongst yourself about the videos. Patreon, I got a new patron yesterday. It's been a long time since anyone did that, so I'm grateful for that. Also, buy me a coffee. Super chats, I call them PJ Rock super chats because he's pretty much the only guy that does the super chats. And I'm grateful, PJ. I'm grateful, just so you know. And I'm embarrassing you, but in a good way, right? And YouTube memberships, which typically I'll post a video early in the day, and I'll allow people who are YouTube members to watch that video first. I know that might not be a perk for some people, but in any event, it's something. In the meantime, get well fast, Ronnie Platt, and God bless everyone, and I will see you soon.